Hey students, Mr. G here, giving you a quick review rundown of your note ID by clef. This one is for the treble clef right here, and I'm going to give you 3 different methods for you to actually think about and remember the actual note names for these clefs. The first one will be the traditional lines and spaces method, the next one will be a clef method, and the last one will be an open string method that particularly applies to violin. So anyway, let's get started with it. For our space line method, on treble clef, very easy to remember that they actually spell going bottom to top, that spells the word face, and that's F-A-C-E for these respective spaces. On the lines below, we have 5 lines, and it's really important that we actually use any kind of mnemonic device to help us remember those actual pitches as they go up, and E, G, B, D, F. If you were in elementary music, you most certainly came across something like every good boy does fine, or every good boy deserves fudge, something along those lines. You can certainly create your own device as long as it's memorable for you. All right, so for this next method, this is going to be the clef method for treble clef reading. And what we want to remember is the treble clef is also a G clef. And that's because this circle, I'll come on this side, this circle within the clef actually wraps around the G line right there. So when we know that that's an actual G, we can simply just go systematically going up by space and by line. We got G, A, B, just like our alphabet at this point, C, D, E, F, G, and A for that ledger line A up there, and it does go even higher there. Now for down here, going down, this goes all the way down to our open string over here. We start on G once again and we scale down. So alphabet backwards. G, then F, E, D, C, B. This ledger, 2 ledger lines down, A, and then those 2 ledger lines with a space, that is your open G string. Okay, so everyone, this is the last method that I'm actually doing. This is the open string method, or open string approach to our note ID, specifically for violin at this point. And what we're actually looking at in treble clef is the 4 spots. You'll see them in blue of our open strings. G, D, A, and E. That's of course the lowest string all the way to the highest top string that we have. Now, the notes in green that are moving along, what's really happening right now for that is when you actually are noticing where your open strings are located on the staff, you can actually learn to notice them in terms of finger placement as well. Well, this one is 2 above G, so it's most likely, most keys, second finger, either low 2, high 2, depending on what key you're in. So backing up 1, we have first finger A, second finger B, third finger C. Hopefully that makes some sense to you. And if it doesn't, hop to the D string, which we actually play a lot more in class than we do the G, and we'll see our open D, and then we have E, F, and G, and of course 1, 2, 3. And then A string right here, we play a lot as well, so hopefully that makes sense for you, that we go 1, 2, 3, B, C, and D, and the E string being open, of course, just like all the others were, 1, 2, 3, F, G, and A. So that is the open string method, and the open string approach to actually getting and knowing what your notes are on the staff and for note ID in treble clef.